Thank you for enrolling in the Sweeneez Smash School, a place to learn about Smash Ultimate from a beginner level all the way up to advanced levels. Today's lesson is about movement. Your movement is the first line of offense and defense. Depending on how you move, it could be telegraphed what you're going to do next. Smash is about playing mind games with your opponent. Your opponent should be watching your every move, so you need to keep your movements ambiguous. You should be watching your opponent as well, so you can change what your next move is going to be. With that being said, here are some ways to keep your movement fresh. Each have their own sets of advantages and disadvantages.
The first movement I would like to talk about is dashing. This action is great for closing the gap as fast as you can. Some characters are better at it than others, depending on their speed. This can be done simply by pushing the movement stick all the way left or right. Our advantages? Movement to quickly get to your destination. You can also shield quickly out of a dash. Our major disadvantage is that we are unable to pivot quickly. Our movements are telegraphed, and it's hard to tilt attack and smash attack out of a dash. The second type of movement I would like to talk about is dash dancing. This action is great for keeping your movements a mystery. This type of movement is used mostly in Ultimate. It can be done by flicking the movement stick briefly in the desired location without holding it there. Our advantages? Well, we're only slightly slower than dashing. We're able to execute tilt and smash attacks easily. We can pivot very easily. It keeps our movement ambiguous. Our disadvantages? We have the slowest shield options with dash dancing. There's a slight amount of lag each and every time that you're dash dancing and you try to shield. So keep your movements very ambiguous. The third and final movement I'd like to talk about is walking. A very underutilized movement, but still useful in many circumstances. Certain characters benefit more from this tech. Hero and the Lynx have a shield that can block projectiles, as long as they are walking though. Most important part of this tech is the ability to shield immediately if you are not playing the Lynx. Our advantages? Well, we can shield immediately all attacks that come out without lag. We can easily change direction. And our final one, which is probably the most important one, is that we can frustrate our opponents. Disadvantages? Well, we won't be able to close the gap quickly. But with Ultimate being a game of patience and mind games, do we really need to close that gap as quickly as we need to? These are the things that you need to reflect upon when you're playing a specific character.
Mrs. Sweenz, do you think it's just best to dash at your opponent?
Very good question. The short answer is no. Ultimate is a game of patience. You want to keep your opponent guessing on what you're going to do next. Mixing up your movement is the key to success.
Do certain characters' special abilities count as movement?
Yes, there are characters that have low end lag that are hard to punish, but it's up to you as the player to experiment on what works best for your play style. We went over 3 different types of movements. These things don't come naturally. In order for these movements to be effective, you have to practice, practice, practice. Remember, dashing is for closing the gap quickly. Dash dancing is to keep your movements a mystery. And walking, well, that's mainly to frustrate your opponent. Again, thanks for your enrollment. Be sure to be on time for the next class, as it will be very important. Neutral. Until next time.